Terence Crawford numbers are in, and they are significantly less than last year's Heisman Trophy night with Lomachenko taking on Jose Pedraza. But pretty much, let's talk about that for a minute, man, and Crawford and his viewership, man, and tell you why his viewership was lower than Lomachenko's. And I think most people that watch boxing and watch my channel will understand that, but I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Make sure that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I got an announcement to make. I don't know when I'm gonna make it, but I got some huge news coming for just the brand. So hopefully everybody you know, support it, and it's definitely going to be super dope, right? And what's so funny right now? This is for my Detroit people right here, man. I'm turning the corner, and I'm on Grand River, right? I'm at the Grand River. The Mr. Allen's on Grand River. Now it's called Snipes. So if you in Detroit and Mr. Allen's changed their name to Snipes or not, I ain't been the one on Telegraph, but that just caught me off guard right there. So I like the Mr. Allen's better. I remember the commercial 2 for 50 and all that shit, man. But we'll see what's going on with that, man. Somebody can tap in and let me know. But shout out to Mr. Allen's, man. They show a lot of love. Except for the one on Greenfield and Michigan Avenue. They got a punk owner over there, bro. Or a manager, dude. He terrible. I think his name's Sean. If I knew his last name, I'd put him full on blast. He terrible. But don't go to shop at that one. But unless he gone. But let's talk about it. But Crawford his viewership averaged 1.6 last night. I mean Saturday night. Lomachenko's telecast averaged, I think, like 1.8 last year with Jose Pedraza. When he fought Pedraza, it peaked at 2.1. And I believe Crawford's peaked at like 1.8. I think they averaged like 1.4, 1.6 or something like that through the telecast. I think Lomachenko, the Heisman Trophy last year, peaked at 1 point. It averaged like 1.6. So Crawford's averaged like almost 1.4, I think it was. But I'll link the article in the description. But it's a reason. It's a reason for why that is. They promoted the hell out of Lomachenko fight. And you know how Crawford fight, you knew Crawford fight was bigger than Lomachenko fight? It's because Crawford fought in the big room in Madison Square Garden. Lomachenko fought Pedraza in a small room, I believe it was. And that's how I knew that his fight was significantly more bigger. I'm pretty sure he sold more tickets than Lomachenko did. But they didn't promote the fight at all. You know, in Crawford's previous ESPN performance, regular ESPN performance, I think he peaked at 2 million viewerships with, I think it said like 2 million viewerships with Jose Benavidez, and they averaged like 1.8, you know, viewership. But one of the reasons that really killed this Crawford card is the first fight. That's one of the biggest reasons. That first fight, you know, they said 1.6 people transferred over from the Heisman to that first fight. It was terrible. It was a 10-round amateur fight between two amateur fighters who haven't developed the professional style. One guy was 3-0, the Russian. He was coming off a bicep surgery with no tune-up and with no knockouts in mid-collar. So they really set Bud up for failure off of that. Then they didn't promote the fight. The weigh-in was mad early. I know the weigh-in. I know somebody that went to the fight and missed the weigh-in because they was just misinformed. It was mad early, or whatever it was, mad early and mad late. I think the weigh-in was on tape delay. That's what I think it was, on tape delay. But that is what it is. And they didn't promote the fight the right way. And you never got me defending Bob Arum promoting Crawford. If I'm defending Crawford, I'm not just defending Crawford. Look, this is the same dude that sent his lawyers for me. So I'm defending black boxing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like the stuff that the propaganda crew pushing for Errol Spence. So, you know, I never been you know, huge on Spence, but when it seemed like he wanted to make the best fight the best, I'm like, you know what, I gotta roll with him. It ain't too many. Then when he got exposed, I hopped off the bandwagon, straight up. You know, but with Crawford, I never excused Bob Arum the way he promoted him. And there's a clear difference. Now, you say, what's the difference between him doing better viewerships on the worst time slot with Jose Benavidez last year? The difference was Crawford built that fight up with animosity. Him and Benavidez had beef. Going to a Benavidez weigh-in, told him, you know, you better get out of my face before you don't make it to your fight. Paraphrasing. Then you go on and say, well, What else happened? Well, they got some beef at the some beef went down at the little open workout, and Crawford pulled up, and Benavidez called his mom and sister out of their name, the B word, and all of that. All right, so you got a lot of animosity built up right there. He just signed the extension with them. And I'm not only explaining the business side of signing an extension with Top Rank. Why don't you go ask Mikey Garcia? Y'all ask Mikey Garcia Ellie to ask him about Top Rank contracts, and you will understand why he signed that extension. And also the cherry on the cake was the weigh-in. He swung like with a right hook at Benavidez at the weigh-in. And I believe Benavidez and his brothers, they got into it with Caleb Plant. So the fight has so much animosity built up. It has so much promotion, self-promotion. This fight you can't promote. You can't promote with a guy that don't speak English. You can't get mad at a guy that you don't have beef with. But to be honest, you know, both fights was really, really good fights. I only know one Born Crawford fight, and that was the Clemar fight when he first got with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? And they just didn't promote the fight the right way. That's one of the biggest reasons. Mick Conlon trash fight was another big reason a lot of people fell off and did other things next Saturday night. And it was no build up. It was no bad blood. And when Crawford built that up and have over 2 million viewerships watching him and Jose Benavidez, because it was bad blood. They had a history. You know, Benavidez talked this stuff. He made people believe that he had a chance. You know, Bud talked this stuff. That everything it built up. So Crawford, he at least need an opponent that can speak back to him. That can talk their stuff too, as well as he talk his stuff. You know, he need to open up more, even if you got a station. That's what Floyd did. People say, well, Floyd ignorant, and people say this and people say that about Floyd. And, you know, and Crawford was saying to Andre Ward, when they behind your back, they end up saying you ignorant this, you ignorant. At the end of the day, I don't care what they saying. As long as I'm laughing to the bank, I know what my integrity is about. I know what my morals is about, and all of that. People don't know Money Mayweather was a persona. It was a persona. It was like acting. It was like wrestling. It's like, oh, woo, the guy in the shoes, woo, Rolex wear. It's a persona. It's acting. Mayweather played the role very, very well. Now, if they want to call him ignorant or they're going to say that regardless about you. And that's what Crawford got to understand. No matter what you do in this country, they're going to say it regardless about you. Oh, look at him. He has the polo shirt on and he has his Balenciaga shoes on. Look at this ignorant fool, right? Whatever you do. You don't use proper English. Look at Deontay Wilder. Oh, this ignorant Bama. No matter what you do, the eye is the money. You eyeing the money. The money up here, Crawford. Everything in between don't matter. Everybody gonna judge. Oh, he should have did this. Oh, he ignorant. He this and that. You playing the role. You playing the role. And that's what they don't understand about Mayweather. He played the role. He made a persona. He looked at wrestling. He looked at Deion Sanders prime time. And they said the same thing about Deion Sanders. But guess what Deion Sanders did? He ran a check at a position that nobody ever ran a check up at. Cornerbacks wasn't getting paid what Deion was getting paid before Deion got there. Deion set a new precedent, a new pay standard for defensive back. He made a position that was forgotten about. He glorified it. Mayweather, he took the lightweight classes and he glorified it like he was a heavyweight. He was doing numbers like Evander was doing, like Mike Tyson was doing. He glorified. He took it to another level. You don't worry about what everybody say. Because them people, the other Mayonnaise Nation, Mayo Nation, they gonna say it about you regardless. They saying about you regardless. You played a role. See, you got it right with Jose Benavidez. You built that up really, really nice. You played the role. Now, this time it wasn't your fault. You can't really build up a fight that's nothing there. They failed to promote it. They didn't promote it down the stretch of the week like Bob Arum said in the Boxing Voice they did. It was a bad promotion. But it's something to tell them, oh, look at Lomachenko. He got better numbers than Terence Crawford, and we got to keep investing. And they promoted the hell out of this fight. They promoted his fight for almost 2 straight weeks. But the proof's in the pudding. You fight in the big room, he fighting in the little room. You know? But ain't nothing you can do. You can tell them to their face all you want to. You know, oh, you should promote me better and this and that. Man, you got to make your own way. You got to build animosity up. or you gonna finance your way out that contract. If you finance your way out your contract, you 32 years old. You got 2 or 3 years to lose? You don't. You don't. They set you up on purpose, bro. They did. They didn't promote your fight on purpose. That fight could have did better than Lomachenko fight. But they gave you a shitty opening fight card. Facts. They didn't promote your fight the way you should. Facts. They gave you an opponent that couldn't speak back. So they had no storyline. Facts. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. They gave you the time slot just to set you up and show you that you lesser than Lomachenko, even though they made you tie your hands behind your back. They said, Lomachenko, you can run a 1/4 mile. Crawford got to run 5 miles. So ain't no point in going back, talking to the executive, going back and forth. At the end of the day, either you got to be willing to step out your comfort zone and make a way. You got to be willing to say names. You got to be willing to put that Floyd, the Deion Sanders, the Ric Flair, the Randy Savage persona on. And you got to go out there and you got to start being Clubber Lang. It ain't about you interviewing with us. I don't care if you interview with me at all. I ain't never got to meet you. My channel was built, when I talk about you, like you and Errol Spence, it's built on making the best fighting the best. It's black excellent boxing. That's why I'm pushing it. If Errol Spence go out there and beat your ass, I'm still going to come on here and say, well, I thought Crawford win. Shout out to Errol Spence. It ain't about that. It's about this. Showing them that we can sell. But if you're going to sit here and be quiet and not open your mouth up, you're going to be in your own position. You got to make a way. Just like you in the streets, you make a way. He wrestle. He does. He wrestle. What happens when you get in a position where it ain't no way? You make a way. You find a way to get out the submission. You find a way to get out of places. You find a way when somebody got you around to hook around there and get out of there. You got to make a way. Tim Bradley can't fight for you. Ward can't fight for you. Bob can't fight for you. Nobody can fight for you. I'm not talking about in the ring. I'm talking about promotion. It's time to be a savage. It's time to go on social media and pull whole cards. It's time to be that guy. They gonna call you ignorant regardless. Trust me, I've been many positions in many jobs, management, whatever it may be. I done been proper, on time, punctual. They find a way to call you that regardless. So that's not no excuse for you to step out your comfort zone, because you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And most of all, you can get money. You can invest in real estate. You can invest whatever you're going to invest with, but you're losing time. You don't have time. So now it's the time to press. These dudes got a press conference. Pull up. Hey, why you ducking me? Put up like Clubber Lang. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. It's time to speak. It's time to man up. It's time to get ferocious. It's time to demand these fights. It's time for you to pull up on these guys and let them know, like, dog, nah, bro. Forget all that. But if you're going to sit here, be quiet, and be the family man and try to keep a perception about you that you can't control, you're going to lose time, bro. Most important, you're going to lose time. The money come and go. That's the God honest truth, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to help the channel is share the video. Like I said, I got a big announcement coming up. So I don't know if I'm going to do it after the Tank fight, towards the end of the year. We're going to do Fight of the Year awards. Did it last year. Female Fighter of the Year, Boxer of the Year, Fight of the Year. I'll put a little vote thing up on Facebook, man, so you're able to vote, or maybe put it up on Twitter. But I do appreciate it, man, and love and support to everybody. And like I said, it's going to be a huge surprise, man. And hopefully everybody enjoy it, man. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.